السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وأن معهم وفيهم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم. وفوض أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد صدق الله العلي العظيم. So we have reached to verse 14 of Surah Al-Baqarah, where inshallah we're going to move forward from where we stopped yesterday, which is verse 14. Today we are starting with verse 15. But since verse 15 is connected to the previous verses, verse 14, I mean, so I would like to just touch on verse 14 and then we continue to the verse 15, inshallah. So, وإذا لقوا الذين آمنوا قالوا آمنا وإذا خلوا إلى شياطينهم قالوا إنا معكم إنما نحن مستهزئون. That's where we stopped yesterday, that when the hypocrites meet the believers, they say to them, surely we have believed. وإذا خلوا إلى شياطينهم, and when they go to their devils, قالوا, they say, إنا معكم إنما نحن مستهزئون. We are with you, but we just play around, we just deceive the believers. Yani. We are not with them, but we are with you. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now in this verse of 15, where we are starting from today, says, Allahu yastahzi'u bihim wa yamudduhum fi tughyanihim ya'mahun. That Allah is the one who is doing istihza to them. Wa yamudduhum, and He's also increasing here scholars they discuss about increasing, and the word here, what does it mean increasing? And it means Allah SWT is opening more doors for them to do more tughyan and exceeding limits. And other other scholars they say yamudduhum here means Allah giving them more time, giving them more years to live on earth so that they may practice more evil. Yani. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allahu yastahzi'u bihim. Allah is the one who is doing istihza to them. And Allah doing istihza, scholars have a lot of meanings. Yani. How is Allah doing istihza? Is it suitable for Allah to do istihza? Some scholars, they say this is just al-jaza'u min jinsil amal. The way they do istihza, Allah is also doing istihza to them. Yani. And how is Allah doing istihza to them? Is by making them feel that we are with Muslims believers, making them feel that they are deceiving believers on earth here, and we are with the believers here. So and Allah SWT is not saying anything about us in this world. So in the hereafter, when they are resurrected, they will think the same is going to continue. Like here they were with believers, and the hereafter, when the reality is striking their faces, they are going to think that we are still with the believers. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in other verses, Allah is describing this situation where Allah says about the believers, يَسْعَى بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ بِأَيْمَانِهِمْ, that the believers in the hereafter, they are going to have lights. Yani, there will be lights in their faces and in front of them, and they will be seeing in the sirat, they will be seeing the places they are moving, they are walking. So for believers, the Yawm al-Qiyamah will not be a darkness day, will not be a dark day. Yani. They will have nur for them. And they are going to have nur in front of them and also in their backs, where the believers, they are going to see everything very clearly. But apart from believers, that will be a dark day for them. And disbelievers and munafiqeen, all of them, they're going to be, that day will be a dark day, not seeing where they are going. Yeah. So the munafiqeen, when they are resurrected in that day, they are going to think that in the world we were with the believers, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used to do muamala with us like believers. Like a commandment of salah comes, Allah is telling all believers to practice, and the munafiqeen also go to the masjid to pray. They are going to jihad, they are also going to jihad with the believers. They are doing that, and they are also doing with the believers everything. They are living everything with the believers in this world. So they think when we are resurrected in the hereafter, when believers have any light, then they are also going to have it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the istihza Allah is doing with them is that making them feel that they are really deceiving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this world, and they are really deceiving the Prophet, they are really deceiving the mu'minin, and the hereafter also they expect that they are going to be with them. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just giving them time, making them feel that way, and the hereafter also they are going to have that feeling that we are going to do the same here, where we are disbelievers, I don't believe, but I'm going to be with the believers just like the way I was in the world. Yani. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Allah Allah is the one who is doing istihza to them, yani, making them feeling that they are with the believers in this world and the hereafter. But in the hereafter, they're not going to be with them. Allah is not going to give them nur the way He's going to give to the believers. Yani. And also other verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is explaining about what's happening in Jannah and Nar. Some scholars they mention that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to open doors for them for Jannah, heaven. And they are in the hell, Allah is going to open doors for them for Jannah. And they are going to feel like they're going to go to Jannah. And then when they reach at the doors, Allah is going to close them. And this is one of the ways where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning in the Quran. Yani, in Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Allah is explaining about this, where the believers in Jannah, they are going to see the disbelievers and munafiqeen in Jahannam. Yani, the munafiqeen and the mushrikeen in this world, they used to do istihza also to the believers. So Allah says in Yawm al-Qiyamah, then the believers, they are going to do the same to them. Yani, while the believers, they are going to see the munafiqeen and the mushrikeen going to Nar, and also they're going to talk badly about them. You look at this, look at that. He was like this, now he's going to hell. Just like the way they used to do in this world. Look at this person, very poor, very weak, and he says he believes in Allah, he believes in that. Look at this person, ignorant, the way we discussed yesterday, ignorant person, the way he's spending his money for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, while he can do this, he can invest there and there. So the same way these believers and munafiqeen used to mock the believers on earth, the same way the believers, they are going to mock the munafiqeen and these believers in the hereafter. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also doing istihza to them, and the believers also, they are going to do istihza to them. They are going to mock them and in the hereafter. وَيَمُدُّهُمْ فِي طُغْيَانِهِمْ يَعْمَهُونَ. And Allah is going to give them more doors and opportunities and resources for them to use them for them to just do more evil on earth, yeah. So that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to punish them more. And Allah in the Quran, in other verses, Allah is mentioning that ولا يحسبن الذين كفروا أنما نملي لهم خير لأنفسهم إنما نملي لهم ليزدادوا إثما ولهم عذاب أليم. Should the disbelievers not think that we are giving them more time, more money, more resources, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is wanting khair for them? Yani, disbelievers and munafiqeen should not think that Allah is giving them more time on earth, more resources on earth, and they are doing more evil on earth because Allah is loving them, is liking them. Yani. That's why Allah is giving them more time and more resources. إِنَّمَا نُمْلِي لَهُمْ لِيَزْدَادُوا إِثْمًا. Allah is saying, we are just giving them more time, more years to live on this earth so that they can increase in the sins they are doing, increase in the evil. And when they increase the evil and they increase the sins, the punishment is equivalent, is proportionate. Yani. So Allah is giving more time, more resources to the disbelievers and munafiqeen to practice more evil, so that the punishment is going to be in accordance to the evil they are doing. Yani. So Allah, the same way He's saying here, وَيَمُدُّهُمْ, they are just, Allah is giving them more time, more resources sometimes, so that they can practice more evil, so that the punishment is going to be more evil, like the way they used to do the bad on earth. And the scholars, they mention about this hikmah, wisdom, yani among the wisdoms that when we do muamala with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we need to be very careful. Yani the scholars, they say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sometimes is paying, the way Sahabas, they used to be fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so much that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is opening doors for them in this world, they are opened the doors of Persia, and the Persian lands entered, entered Islamic state. The time of Sayyidina Umar, and the Ghanima, the wealth of Persian army came to Sayyidina Umar in Medina with the Kisra, and the clothes of the Sahib Faris, of Kisra. Sayyidina Umar turned his face away and he started crying. And the Sahabas looked at Sayyidina Umar, asking Sayyidina Umar, and is it not a day of happiness? Allah has opened doors for us. And we were coming from drought, we are coming from very harsh situations where our own brothers from the Arabs wanted to attack us in Medina. They were very little. Now Allah has opened doors for us. Now Pasha is ours. Byzantine, Furs, Sham is ours. Is this not a day of happiness? So Umar, he said that he made dua that time. He said, Ya Allah, you didn't give this to Rasulullah and he's better, he's better than me in front of your eyes. You didn't give this to Sayyidina Abu Bakr and he's better to you than me in your eyes. And you gave me. So I pray to you that don't make this as a fitna for me. Don't make people change in my time. Don't make people focus on the world and they forget the hereafter in my time because of the world. And so now turned to the Sahabas and he told them there is no nation as Allah SWT has opened these doors of wealth, this world to them, except they forget their portion in the hereafter. So these are one of the wisdoms. We need to be very careful when Allah SWT is opening doors for us, when the businesses are running very well, when family issues are sorted, there is no problem on this earth. For us, we need to be very careful. Sometimes it's a fitna that Allah SWT is opening doors for us, or sometimes maybe Allah SWT is paying for whatever that we have been doing in this world, the good. Here in this world, and we're not going to have anything in the hereafter. And also another wisdom that we're taking from this verse is that when we do wrong, even if a small wrong, when we do wrong, and then we see ourselves next time we can do that wrong easily. The first time we are doing wrong, there's that consciousness. We are doing it with fear. We're doing it with constricted resources, and then next time you want to do it, you do it very clearly. You do it easily. That's a very bad sign. And that Allah is saying here, sometimes Allah is giving you more time, more resources for you to do more bad. And this is one of the wisdom that the scholars they mention, that sometimes Allah is giving you more resources and more time to do more bad, so that the punishment is going to be severe. So in our lives, if we see that we are doing a wrong thing right now, but in a hard situation, doing it hardly, working hard to do it. For example, if I give an example, you want to steal money, for example, and then right now you want to steal money, it's hard for you to steal money. You need to do that, and talk to that person, doing that and that and that, until later on you steal that money. And it became hard for you to steal that money, first time. Second time you have experience, it's easier for you to steal money. Third time, easier. Fourth time, you steal more money. Fifth time, you steal more money from many people. And it becomes easier for you to steal money, and that's the way, of your life now. It has become a way of your life. Don't think that you are smart. Don't think that Allah SWT loves you. He's giving you more opportunities to steal money. Allah is giving you more time to do bad. Don't think that way. Think in this way that Allah SWT is explaining Himself. He's explaining about that situation. He says, يَمُدُّهُمْ فِي طُغْيَانِهِمْ يَعْمَهُونَ إِنَّمَا نُمْلِي لَهُمْ لِيَزْدَادُوا إِثْمًا وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. We are just giving you more time, more experience, more knowledge, more resources for you to do more evil, so that the punishment is going to be in accordance to the evil that you have done in this world. And a question you can ask, why Israel, for example, states doing that and that, with having more money and those more resources, more money, more technology, more power, more friends, and those things. This is the same thing. Allah is giving them more resources, more time for them to do more evil, so that their punishment is going to be in accordance to the evil that they have done. And anyone in this world that is doing the same, it doesn't apply to any non-believers alone. It applies also to Muslims, to believers. Sometimes when Allah loves you, Then when you do wrong thing, Allah is punishing right away. And He's closing the doors for you to do wrong. Yani. If, for example, you are using a phone to do wrong things, if Allah loves you, He's going to take that phone away from you. If Allah loves you. If He doesn't love you, then He's going to give you more powerful. Right now, you're having a Samsung, maybe a Techno, or something like that. Next time, Allah is going to give you a bigger phone, iPhone 17 Pro Max, maybe, to do more evil. Yani. So that your punishment is going to be heavier. So these are very important lessons we need to take from these verses. Yani. While Allah SWT is explaining about the principles, how He's, doing muamala with His creation, we need to be very careful of how Allah is doing that muamala with creation. Yani. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us yani, from doing wrong after wrong after wrong. And as well as also explaining about this for the believers now, when it comes to goodness now also the same thing. Yani, you do good right now, Allah is opening do and it does for you to do more good. Right now you just have 10 shillings to give sadaqah. Next time Allah is going to give you 100 for you to give sadaqah. Next time Allah is going to give you 1,000 for you to give sadaqah. And opening more doors for you to do more good so that you're going to have equivalent rewards in the hereafter in Jannah. Yani. So it applies the same to the believers, and also it applies the same to the good actions, and also applies the same to the wrong actions. Yani. You pray salah right now with khushu, Allah is going to open doors for you to come to the darsa. You come to the darsa with khushu, Allah is going to open for you doors to give sadaqah later on. And for you doing good things is going to be very easy because Allah is making them to do more easy. You know, in Surah Al-Layl, Allah is saying, يعني, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَى وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا تَجَلَّى وَمَا خَلَقَ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنثَى إِنَّ سَعْيَكُمْ لَشَتَّى فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى. When أَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى. Anyone who is going to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give sadaqah, believe in the hereafter, believe in the becoming a good Muslim, having the right belief, Allah says, سَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى. Allah is going to make the things that are will take you to Jannah easy. Yani. Allah is going to make you the road going to Jannah easy for anyone who is doing good, anyone who is fearing Allah, anyone who is giving sadaqah, anyone who is having the right belief. وَأَمَّا مَنْ بَخِلَ وَاسْتَغْنَى وَكَذَّبَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْعُسْرَى. Allah is saying, anyone who is going to disbelieve, anyone who is going to be stingy, not giving sadaqah, anyone who is going to not believe in the hereafter, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to make the roads going to hell easy for them. He's going to open more doors for them to do more bad, for them to go to hell. Yani. So these are very important principles that we need to understand how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing a muamala with His creation. So you do more good, Allah is going to open you more doors for you to do more good, for you to have high levels in Jannah. You do wrong things, if Allah doesn't love you, you are not among the believers, then Allah is going to open you more doors for you to do more evil, for you to have equivalent level of hellfire. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not reward us, yani, not reward our good deeds here in this world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us the good deeds that we are doing in the hereafter. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the good deeds we are doing in this world as keys to the doors of more good deeds yani, in this world. Inshallah. And also I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala anytime we are doing a bad deed, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not open more doors and not giving us more resources and time for us to do more good bad deeds, yani, inshallah. So this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing muamala with the people that He doesn't love, like the kuffar who are waging a war against believers, or the hypocrites who are really working to breaking the morale of the believers. So Allah says, وَنَذَرُهُمْ فِي طُغْيَانِهِمْ يَعْمَهُونَ. Allah is leaving them alone in their own طغيان. طغيان is exceeding limits. Yani, they are just exceeding limits. Every now and then they exceed limits. Every now and then, yani, you say, okay, he cannot do this. Tomorrow he does it and worse than that. You say this is the limit, but he does that and worse than that. So Allah is just leaving them passing the limits every now and then. Yani. Allah, that's what Allah is saying. Yani. So Allah is giving an example for us to understand the nifaq يعني. He says مثلهم, their example is كمثل الذي استوقد نارا, is an example of the person who has light a fire. فلما أضاءت ما حوله, when that fire has lightened يعني their surrounding, his surrounding, ذهب الله بنورهم, Allah takes the light away from them, وتركهم في طغيانهم يعمهون, and he leaves them in their darknesses, لا يبصرون, ظلمات لا يبصرون, he leaves them in darknesses, not seeing anything. So Allah is giving an example of a munafiq يعني. The difference of munafiqin in Medina and the mushrikeen is this. The mushrikeen in Makkah, they had a lot of reasons not to believe in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One being the pressure of the community. And one of the biggest reasons that made the mushrikeen in Makkah not to believe in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the pressure of the community. Many of the leaders of Quraysh never believed in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so the followers of them never believed in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They give them, and they didn't give Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam a chance to believe in him because their leaders didn't believe. So one of the biggest reasons that the mushrikeen in Makkah didn't believe in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the pressure, the peer pressure, the pressure of the community. Yeah. And this we see from, for example, Abu Talib, when he was told to believe in Rasulullah, he said, I am in the millah of my grandfather. Because of the pressure of Abu Jahl, the pressure of and the likes, Utbah, whom they were there in the deathbed of Abu Talib. Yani, he wanted to believe in Rasulullah to tell him, but he could not say it because of the pressure of the community. They were there looking at his eyes. Yeah. So he could not mention whatever he was really believing in. Yeah. So, and we can see the same from the whole of Quraysh. Majority of the Quraysh never believed because of the community pressure. And the majority of them never believed, and also that caused other people not to believe. We see and we understand this, the story of Sayyidina Umar and Hamza, when they became Muslim. Sayyidina Umar was the head of Banu Adi, and the head of his tribe. And when he became Muslim, majority of the tribe became Muslim. So you see, and if Abu Jahl became Muslim, majority of his tribe will have become Muslim. So the only reason that people were not becoming Muslims, not the only reason, but one of the biggest reasons that the Quraysh didn't become Muslim is because of the leaders were not becoming Muslim, the community pressure that they had. But now let us look at the munafiqin. And in majority of your community are becoming Muslims. The leaders, your leader are becoming Muslim. And majority of that, and the pressure is opposite now. The pressure is for you to become Muslim because majority are becoming Muslim. And still you're not believing. It is very easy for you to believe. The community is there to help you to believe, but you are not believing. So Allah is giving an example for munafiqin. The munafiqin is not, they are not like mushrikeen in Quraysh. Because for munafiqin to accept is very easy. There is no community pressure for them to believe. So Allah is saying, مثلهم, their example, munafiqin example, كمثل الذي استوقد نارا. It's like the one who has lit fire. There is fire. There is light. Rasulullah has come to Medina. You don't have pressure, community pressure for you not to believe. You don't have a lot of obstacles that your fellows, your friends in Makkah had. Yeah, you don't have those. So the fire has lit. There is light. It's just for you to just follow that light. Yani. So he says, Allah, when that light lit the surrounding, like when Medina now is filled with light, Islam is there, Rasulullah is there, the Sahabas from Makkah are there, your own community members and leaders have believed. When that light is, lit now, you need to see the light. Allah says, ذهب الله بنورهم. Allah took that light away from them. And other people are seeing, other people are following, but Allah is taking that light away from them. And Allah is saying specifically nurihim, and it's just light. It is nar, it is fire that has been lit. And fire doesn't come with light alone. Fire comes with light. Fire comes with ultraviolet. I don't know that effect. Fire comes with temperatures, heat, and fire comes with a lot, not only light. But Allah says the fire is open because Islam doesn't come. It's not only happiness. Islam, Rasulullah in Bay'atul Aqaba, Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib, he told the companions from Medina, 72 ones, he told them, Do you understand the reality of this situation? You are accepting Rasulullah to come to Medina. Do you know what you are accepting? This person has enemies. You are going to fight. You are going to have problems. Yeah. If you say you understand what you are accepting and you are ready to protect Rasulullah the way you are protecting your own wives, your own children, then you are going to give Rasulullah to you. But if you say we are not ready to protect Rasulullah the way we protect our own wives and children, then leave Rasulullah with us. We are already protecting him in Makkah. He's very okay here. So when Islam comes for the Sahaba, even ourselves, yeah, this iman doesn't come with happiness alone. It comes with its temperature, just like the way the fire comes in. It comes with the light. You see the truth. It is the truth. But at the same time, there is temperature somewhere. There is heat hitting you. Yani, especially during our time right now, yani, Allah is resembling that nar with the Islam that came to Medina. Yani. So Islam doesn't come with truthness alone. It comes with the temperatures and the heat. Yeah. So you need to bear with the heat for you to have the light. Yeah. So Allah SWT says, ذهب الله بنورهم. Allah left the heat to the munafiqeen, but took the light away from them. The Quraysh don't have the heat. They don't have the heat. They don't have the light and the heat at the same time. But the munafiqeen, they have the heat. If there is a commandment coming, people need to pray, they pray. A commandment coming, people need to give zakat, they also need to give zakat. A commandment come, they need to go fight, they also need to go fight. A commandments come, they need to stay itikaf in Medina, in mosque 10 days, they also say itikaf. And they do everything, the heat of religion, they all get. But nur of the religion, the light, the truth, the beauty of the religion, they never get it. This is the worst situation. At least the mushrikeen, they don't get the heat of the religion. They don't, they drink alcohol, they do zina, they do corruption, they go steal, they can do whatever they do because they don't follow the religion. They don't have the heat of the religion. The Muslims, they feel the heat, but at the same time, they also have the light, which is showing them the way. The munafiqeen now, they just have the heat. Only the heat, commandments, and there is no light for them. That is the worst of the situations. And this is the perfect example Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving for the munafiqeen. ذهب الله بنورهم. Allah is taking the beauty of the iman away from them, leaving behind the heat and the temperatures. وتركهم. Allah is also leaving them alone في ظلمات لا يبصرون, in the darknesses they never see. They are in the worst situations. They are in the worst of the darknesses than even the mushrikeen, and they will never see. Summun, Allah is saying, Summun, Bukmun, Umyun, Fahum la yarji'un. We're going to continue from here tomorrow, inshallah, because this is another topic. Allah is mentioning, Allah, He says in another verse that the people that Allah hates the most, Summun, Bukmun, Umyun, He says, that the people that Allah hates the most are the people who don't hear, don't see, and they never speak. They never understand. That's the people that Allah hates the most. Then another topic, inshallah, we're going to continue from here tomorrow. Inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us able to bear with the heat of Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us able to do the commandments, and also may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not take the light of this Islam away from us. We are believers, inshallah. May Allah make us the believers. We bear the heat, and at the same time also we see the light. We see the beauty of it at the same time. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. So if you have questions, you are welcome. We are going to have 2-3 minutes if there is any question or comment. Otherwise, we call it a session, inshallah.
Allah Ibarak, thank you for your time and the preparation as well. May Allah bless you and give you good health, and also us being good listeners, inshallah.
So if there is no any question or any comment, then we can call it a session, and we meet tomorrow, inshallah. From here we stop today. صم بكم عمي فهم لا يرجعون إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.